Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hi guys, oh my gosh, it's so early. Look at the clouds today, they're so nice. It's so early, I never get up this early like ever. Like for school it starts at 8:20, but because it's at home, like realistically, like I don't even, like, you know what I mean, like it's literally just get out of bed for 8:20. But currently it is 7:25, I think. And I don't think I've seen this hour for a long time, and I know that's so embarrassing because 7:20 is not even early, but it's early to me. Yeah guys, as you can see by the title, I'm getting my dyslexia assessment today. Yeah, I'm actually really excited. Well, I'm a bit nervous, but like I really want to, like, I just want to know if I am dyslexic or not. Like, why is the sun literally setting? This is so weird. Look at the sky, it's crazy. But yeah, no, I really want to know if I'm dyslexic or not, and I'm kind of intrigued to what the assessment's going to be like as well. So I thought bring you guys along with me. I will say, like, at the end, kind of like, you know, if I do get diagnosed and stuff like that, and then I'll just bring you along with me to the place and yeah, give you little updates. Obviously I can't film when I'm in the assessment, but yeah, hopefully some of you guys will find this interesting, especially if, you know, you're looking to explore kind of, yeah, a dyslexia diagnosis. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a massive thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new. That would be absolutely amazing. Just hit the button, hit the red button, and yeah, let's go. Oh my gosh guys, look how insane this is. Is that sunrise? Surely that can't be sunrise. I wouldn't know though because I never get up this early. Oh my gosh, it's literally like foggy as well. Gosh. But yeah, if you couldn't tell, I'm currently on a walk. Look at all the sheep as well. Because I'm gonna be sitting down for literally like 4 hours. So I need to kind of get rid of my energy. So yeah. Oh, it's actually so nice. It's quite cold though. Like, you know, I don't like the cold, but this is alright because when you're walking you do warm up. But yeah, and then we need to leave, so I'll catch up with you guys then. Let's go. I can't believe today's day. Like, I'm so ready because I just want to know, you know, like it's something I've struggled with literally my whole life, and I just want to know so bad. Like, I really think I am dyslexic, and I did have kind of like, you know, a bit of talk to like a dyslexic specialist, and yeah, they were like, yeah, you should go for an assessment. So I really want to know. But yeah, let's go. And the sheep are looking at me. I know you've probably never seen me at this hour before. I can't open this gate. Look how like foggy it is. This is insane. This is actually beautiful. Okay, so we're about to leave. It's all like misty. So cold. I hate the cold weather. Yeah, let's go. I'm actually like, my shoes got really wet. Oops. Because I didn't realise it would be like rainy. Not rainy, but like damp. Hey guys, so we've arrived. I'm just about to go in. I'm kind of nervous, but at the same time I'm really excited because it's such a big moment for me, because I just want to know, you know what I mean? So yeah, let's go. Okay, so we're at the place that we can't get in. All the doors are locked. Oh god. We've tried 2 doors already. And that one's locked. Okay. Okay guys, so I'm just washing my hands because I just went to the toilet, but I thought I would update you guys. This is not going to stay, is it? No. Come on. There we go. Can't really see me, but I'm just washing my hands. But oh my gosh, not gonna work, is it? Okay, so I'm an hour in and it's going good. There's a lot of like brain energy needed, like a lot of shapes and stuff. But yeah. Okay guys, so I am back home. Sorry I didn't really film that much there, but obviously it is quite involved. Oh, got FaceTime coming in. Hang on. Sorry guys. Yeah, so as I was saying, I literally just got back. I went to the gym for like a bit of movement because it was quite a long time. It was 4 hours. Like bless my mum, she had to wait for 4 hours. And also there was like breaks and stuff we had, which was really good for me. But yeah, it was like a lot. So there was like auditory tasks, writing tasks, reading tasks, like word literacy tasks, phonics tasks. There was like so much. Like when I tell you, like so many booklets, like oh my gosh, the examiner was so lovely. Like she was so good at her job in the sense that like she knew exactly what she was doing. Like I would not have a clue because there was so much to do and like so many different bits of paperwork and computer stuff and listening to stuff and tracks and oh my gosh. But yeah, it was all fine. Sorry, someone's mowing the lawn. But yeah, it was all fine. Yeah, it was just like a lot, I guess, because obviously it's a new place. Quite, you know, a lot of brain power. Like for me, I had to really focus because some of the stuff was hard. Like I feel like a lot of people, I don't know, for me it was hard anyway. So yeah, it was 4 hours though, like 4 hours. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, it was actually really fun, and the assessor was so lovely. We had like so many giggles. It was so funny. She said to me after, she was like, we just had so many giggles, and I was like, yeah, it was great. But I love that, like in like assessment, not assessments, but like, you know what I mean, in those sort of settings you want kind of, you know, a bit of like lightheartedness. Otherwise it's just you one-on-one for 4 hours. That's not fun. My ASD, like ADOS, was like that. It's anyone who's done an ADOS, it is so funny, and like when you figure out what it was about like afterwards, obviously I'm not going to say, like it's so funny. I emailed my assessor and was like, was this part of it, it's so funny. But yeah, now I am going to do some work, but yeah, we shall see if I have dyslexia or not. It's about a 2-week wait, but yeah, so yeah. And there was a writing task, and it was, she said do it about the comorbidity between autism and eating disorders, because that's what I absolutely love. And I don't know how she knew that was my special interest, but probably because it's my special interest, and you know, I would tell anyone who's willing to listen. So I just wrote a whole essay on that for like 20 minutes. So I was very happy with that. But yeah, but in any case, even if I don't have dyslexia, I'll get a report, so it will give me strategies, because obviously there's some things that I struggle with. That's why I went forward for the assessment. And yeah, it's just techniques to do with that. So yeah, right. I will catch up with you guys when I get the diagnosis, or like when I find out, and when I get the report. But yeah, for now we wait. But yeah, it was good. It was all good. So if you're worried about like autism assessment, what's it called, dyslexia assessment, anything like that, just DM me, because yeah, I actually have a podcast on autism assessments. I might do one on dyslexia. So I'm gonna go now, and I'm gonna skip to when I get the results in 2 weeks. I'll try and not think about it for the whole of the 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, I've told this story before, but it was 2 days before Christmas when I got my autism diagnosis, and we thought that they weren't gonna send it because it was then the Christmas break, and I didn't want to like have this hanging over me for the whole of Christmas. I mean, dyslexia is a bit different, but still, like, you know. So anyway, skip to then. Hey guys, so it's quite late at night. I'm in my pajamas, but I've just put a hoodie on because my report's come through from my dyslexia assessment.
It says, please find attached the completed diagnostic report. That this report will get her the support she needs. Oh my gosh, my heart's beating. Like, even if I'm not dyslexic, then this is still like a really good report to have. Oh my gosh, I hate doing things like this because I just want to know, you know what I mean?
A few moments later.
Hey everyone, it is a couple of days later. I promise you it is, even though I'm in the same position. But it is now Friday, and I thought we could talk a bit about kind of how I'm feeling after being diagnosed as dyslexic. Just my thoughts now that I've had a bit of time to process things. And yeah, just general chat about it. Obviously, it was only a few days ago, so this is just literally my initial thoughts. But I also want to preface kind of this little segment and say that if you're diagnosed as dyslexic or something like that, you know, dyscalculia or whatever, like, I just want to like really emphasize this, like, just because you've been given that diagnosis doesn't mean that you're bad at something. Like, it just means that you work in a different way. And don't get me wrong, like, it doesn't mean you don't struggle. Sure, like, of course you struggle. Like, I know, like, I'm dyslexic. Like, I have struggled my whole life with like reading and stuff like this. But I got a grade 9 in GCSE English, and you know, I didn't let it hold me back. Like, of course I worked like 5 times as hard. Like, I worked so hard, but I worked in a way that, you know, worked for me, you know? Like, I found a way that, yeah, just worked, and I did it that way. And that might not have been the way that, you know, is taught, like the usual teaching method that's taught or whatever. But I found a way that works, and that's what's important. So yeah, I just encourage you, if you feel like, you know, getting these diagnoses means that like you're bad at something or something like that, just know that, you know, it, of course, you know, like, you're not bad at something, right? Like, if everyone in this world was dyslexic, then the world would be built for dyslexic people, and every like neurotypical person would, or like non-dyslexic person would struggle, because the world would be built for dyslexic people. I don't know if that makes sense, but just because, you know, you struggle with like the conventional study methods like reading and spelling and stuff like that doesn't mean you can't do it in a different way. And like, that's definitely something I've learned. Like, being super honest with you guys, like, I really struggle with reading. I haven't read a book for like so many years. And I found different ways around it. Like, I listen to audiobooks, or I listen to an audiobook while I'm like following it with my finger. Just watching like little cartoon videos, stuff like that, listening to other people reading it, like at my online school in class and stuff like that, like all that sort of thing. That's, you know, I found ways that work for me, and that's what matters, you know what I mean? And I think as long as you're passionate about something, like, I love English literature, and people used to say, but how can you like it if you don't read and stuff like that? But I just don't let it hold me back, you know what I mean? Like, I love English literature, and I, you know, I really enjoy the analysis. Sure, I don't like the reading because I find it really difficult. But yeah, as I said, I just find ways such as audiobooks or color coding and stuff like that. I just, yeah. Anyway, so I just wanted to kind of, yeah, say that don't let it hold you back, and just because you've been given this diagnosis doesn't mean that you're bad at it. It just means that you like may need to do it in a different way, basically. So my initial thoughts on kind of being diagnosed as dyslexic, I am so relieved and I'm so happy, because I think it's difficult to kind of convey, but unless you've had like a diagnosis like this. But anyway, for me personally, I'm, you know, I'm so happy because I've struggled my whole life, and finally I have answers, you know, and that is the most validating thing. You know, like when you're sitting in class, like you know, not so much now, but before, like when I'm sitting in class and I'm like, you know, I kind of, you know, I can't read, and or like you know, we're working through something and I've got really slow processing, so I'm reading it like 5 times the question, and then, you know, everyone else has moved on, and like, you know, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, why can't I do this? And then I start to blame myself, you know, why am I broken, kind of thing. Like I really felt like that. And I think obviously at the time I didn't know I was dyslexic, and I was just forcing myself to kind of, you know, like work in the way that everyone else was working, because I didn't know any different. And yeah, it was really hard because I just always felt like, you know, why is this taking me so much longer? Why, you know, all these questions. And finally, you know, after 16 years and 9 months, like I've got answers, and I'm dyslexic. And I think for me, what that means is that, you know, for me, it's really not, you know, it's not like, oh no, like I feel like some people will think, oh no, but the reality is I've been dyslexic my whole life, and knowing that I'm dyslexic just, you know, it just makes me, I guess, kind of proud of who I am, because, you know, I have, you know, it's been hard, right? It's been hard navigating school and stuff like this, you know, undiagnosed, but I'm just grateful now that I have, you know, my diagnosis, and ultimately that means that I have strategies now that I can help myself to kind of, you know, learn better and stuff like this, because of course working in your own way, like that is so important. I'm such a big advocate for that, and you can do that with revision and like note taking and stuff like that, but obviously in a classroom setting, it's always going to be delivered in the same way. With my tutoring, that was incredible, and obviously we could do it a bit differently, but obviously in a classroom setting it's like that. So, you know, getting these strategies is just going to help me so much, and I don't think I'll talk about them today. I'll probably do a video on kind of like dyslexia, I can't say it, dyslexia like strategies that I've kind of been suggested, and that I've you know, yeah, people have said maybe try this out, because hopefully they'll be helpful for some of you, but I want to try them out first, because obviously this is all very new to me, and yeah, I just want to test them out first. And it's crazy because like you kind of have this revelation, right? Like like, you know, you've struggled for so long, you know, I've struggled for my whole life with it, blaming myself, not knowing why I couldn't do things, and just, again, you know, it doesn't mean that you're bad, it just means that you do it in a different way. But yeah, you know, not knowing, and then, you know, kind of like, it was kind of like one day I'm like, you know, is this dyslexia? Is there something here? And then, you know, you go and you pursue it and you get the assessment, and then, you know, you get your diagnosis of dyslexia, and it's like, you know, it's kind of, it does make you a bit like, well, you know, all these years, you know what I mean? All these years where I've struggled and I've, you know, like felt just so lost and slow, and like, you know, it hurts, you know, like having, you know, knowing that. But then at the same time, how I choose to view it, it's like, well, I found out now, right? I found out when I'm 16, I've got the rest of my life where I can adapt and change and, you know, do all these things where I can help myself. And I think I'm very lucky now, that in the sense that, well, for the past couple of years since, you know, I've been out of school and doing my home tutoring and stuff like that, they were just, you know, amazing. You know, I've really learned that, you know, kind of how to adapt stuff and do stuff in my own way that works for me. But so yeah, obviously you don't need a diagnosis to do that, but I think for me it just really, yeah, it kind of just made me, yeah, really proud, and also like really grateful, because, you know, I just feel like now I can kind of help myself. I feel empowered to help myself. I don't know if that makes any sense, But I think when you get a diagnosis that's, you know, quite a big one, like dyslexia or being autistic, I think it is very validating. And I think that's a feeling that, you know, is hard to describe, because it is, yeah, I think, you know, nothing can encapsulate, you know, all the years of trauma, like, you know, for some people, well, for me, before, like, my, you know, as an undiagnosed autistic individual, no one can take that away. But when you get the diagnosis, it's kind of this explanation, like, you know, it's not my fault. You know what I mean? I don't know if it makes sense. And obviously dyslexia is a bit different, but it's like, you know, all these years where I blame myself and, you know, everything, like, it's my dyslexia, and that is part of me, it's part of who I am, it's part of how I think, it's part of how I interpret the world. But now that I know that, you know, I'm going to be less critical of myself, and I have, you know, I can have strategies, and I can just be accepting of myself. You know what I mean? When you know, when you have this knowledge, like, this is who I am. Obviously you are not your disorder, or you are not your condition, or whatever, but I think, you know, it is, yeah, you're just discovering kind of little bits about you, I guess, and yeah, it means a lot, and I'm just really happy to, you know, get my diagnosis. And I think it's really important to remember as well that, you know, getting like dyslexia diagnosis and stuff like this, it's not like, wow, I'm dyslexic now. Like, I've been dyslexic my whole life. You know what I mean? Because I know, because I've struggled for this whole time. But yeah, I think it's just really, you know, good to know that you have, that I am dyslexic. Like, it's so good to know it. And yeah, it just gives you answers. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like I've been talking for a long time, but I was just saying everything that I'm kind of thinking at the moment. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope some of you found it helpful. Honestly, like, I first thought about dyslexia literally like in August. Like, I don't know why it never crossed my mind, because, like, you know, I've struggled like with it. Obviously I've struggled for so many years. Like, I don't know why it never crossed my mind. But I think it's kind of like being autistic as well, like, no one ever mentions it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all these years, and I got told I had slow processing, and you never thought it was dyslexia. You know what I mean? Like, it could have saved me a lot of years of struggle. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm so happy to have found out. I'm so relieved, and yeah, I'm just so happy that I found out I'm dyslexic. I am so happy, like, so happy. And I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, why are you happy? But it's like, it's part of me, you know what I mean? Like, it's just finding out who I am. You know, I'm not a walking dyslexia, but it's just like, it's part of who you are, you know what I mean? Like, I am autistic, you know, I'm dyslexic, you know? I don't know if this is making any sense, but I'm gonna end it here. I hope some of you found this video useful, especially if you're thinking about going forward for dyslexia assessment in the near future. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please leave me a massive thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new, that would be absolutely amazing. And I'll see you very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys. I'm dyslexic.